listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world. Listen to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. 71 degrees going up to a lovely 85. It was beautiful yesterday too, y'all. It was beautiful. It was beautiful today. Just beautiful. I was out early this morning. I went to the gym, baby. Crunch time. Went to the gym. I had to go get my little workout in. I'm trying. I lost 3 pounds. Listen, I lost 3 pounds on the retreat. That's probably because I did a lot of walking. Like I did a lot of moving around. So I got on the scale yesterday. I was like, oh crap, last week I lost 3 pounds. I'm like, yes, girl, you could do it. Now you only got 30 more to go. Yeah, I got 30 more. I really like 35. Every time I lose like a few, I add a few to it. So maybe like 35 and then I'm good, right? So I'm good right there. But anyway, hope you're having a wonderful morning. Today is Tuesday, May the 17th. Yes, it is. We are in the middle of May right now. Literally, like we did smack, well, we're probably a little bit past the middle at this point. But anyway, time does not wait for anyone. All right, so today is National Cherry Cobbler Day. I don't really like cherry. I don't like no cooked up fruit. Let me just say that. So some people, they are excited about the cherry cobbler. Ooh, I would not be. I would take all the crust off the cobbler and eat that. But the cooked fruit, I love cherries, not cooked. So I couldn't do the cooked fruit. It's National Graduation Tassel Day. Congratulations to all you graduates out there around the world for doing your work, baby. Doing your work, putting in the time. That's important. So congratulations, and I hope you go out into the world and do great things. National Idaho Day. Shout out to Idaho. You know where the potatoes come from? Idaho potatoes. Shout out to Idaho. National Pack Rat Day. I know some of you guys are saying, listen, I need to get rid of some of my pack rats. Some people are pack rats. They don't like to throw anything away. They really are pack rats. And I'm like saying to myself, ooh, yeah, I'm not a pack rat. I'm a very sentimental person, but I'm not a pack rat. So I like to keep stuff, but not a pack rat. And it's National Walnut Day. Walnuts are good for you. So I like walnuts and peppermint candy together. I know that sounds crazy, right? When I was a little girl, that's what my grandmother used to eat. My grandmother. Walnuts and Brazil nuts with peppermint candy. That is a great taste, y'all. It is a wonderful taste. Beautiful, beautiful taste. All right, let's get on with these horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen for today, Tuesday, May the 17th. You know, I had said last week that Michael was fighting urothelial cancer. He looks good, though. He looks good. So if you want to donate, his name is Michael Thyssen. If you want to donate to his health plan, you can. Michael Thyssen. All right, let's get on with these horoscopes. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. You need to spend time with friends and family. There's a good chance that they won't come back. Helping children may be rewarding and challenging. All right, you need to spend some time with your family and your friends, Aries. Yeah, all work and no play makes you a dull person. Get out, have some fun, spend some time with some people. Get from behind the desk. Listen, take a vacation. Do something fun. Spend some time with your friends and family. Taurus, you will have to watch out for minor health problems related to stress. Don't spend too much in order to impress others. Be sure to get involved with those who can introduce you to the unusual forms of entertainment. All right, now, I don't know what that is. You're going to be throwing darts? You're going to be throwing axes? I don't know. You're going to do some pottery? What is that unusual entertainment? I don't know what that is. Be careful, Taurus. Be careful. In the meantime, try to control your stress, right? It's so funny. I woke up yesterday morning and I was thinking about my friend Lori. So she's one of my sisters in my fellowship, in my sorority. And we were all at the retreat together. So my daughter, we call my daughter our guru because she always knows like what we need to be journaling about, when we need to blow cinnamon in the house, you know, when the moon is moving to the left, when the sun is moving to the right. She always knows all this stuff, right? So she is on the my daughter and I are pledged together, and so she is on the health and wellness committee. We have a health and wellness committee, so she's on the health and wellness committee, and she was talking about how you can tap away anxiety, tap away things that tapping tapping. So there's certain pressure points that you can tap on to do things, right? So my daughter was talking about that. So every month when we do our chapter meeting, she and one of the other sisters talk about health and wellness. So whether it's about breathing exercises, meditating, tapping, it's all eating right, drinking water. That's what they do on the committee. So she was talking about tapping, and she gave an example of how to tap, which was hilarious because my friend Lori, every time somebody would say something, you would see her over there tapping her head and stuff. She's like, no, don't say that. So she was tapping like for the rest of the retreat. So I woke up yesterday morning thinking about her and I got to call her like, girl, I was thinking about you tapping. Thinking about her tapping, and I was just cracking up because every time we would say something or go somewhere, we would see her tapping. So we were at breakfast Sunday morning, and I was walking by to go to the bathroom, I think, and somebody had said something to her, and I saw her tapping her head. It was hilarious. We were in the restaurant, and she was tapping her head. But anyway, I said all that to say, Taurus, learn about tapping, learn about meditation, learn how to get your stress under control, because stress is a killer. Stress is a killer. It stresses your heart. It makes you gain weight. I know a lot of my weight has to do with, I know my eating habits are not the best, but I know most of it has a lot to do with stress. I realize, and the lack of sleep. Oh my God, sleep is so important. When I don't sleep well, I gain weight. And I don't sleep well because I'm either thinking so much about the business or I'm stressing about something. So be careful, Taurus. Just be careful. Take better care of yourself as best you can. All right, Gemini. Romance could develop through activities or short trips. You can sort out any differences you have in an amicable manner. Your ability to charm others will put you in the limelight at social functions. Look at you, charmer. Look at Gemini being charming. It's going to put you in the limelight. Listen, make sure when you show up, you got something that's good, okay? I don't know, unless you just want to be in the limelight. See, me personally, if I'm going to be put in the limelight, I'm selling something. I know, right? But I don't need the limelight. I need the limelight for one thing, to help me move my business to the next level. That's the only reason. I don't need the limelight because I got this huge ego and I just want people to see me. No. If I'm trying to get into the limelight, it's for the purpose of growing this business, growing this brand. Speaking of growing the brand, today is Talk Business Tuesday, and we'll be talking business and branding on the other side. So make sure if you stick around till 10:30 when I go into more about business and how to grow your business and how to brand your business. I'm working on that right now, so I got this whole brand plan that I have worked out for Good Morning Gwinnett. So I'm excited about that. I'm always excited about this show. Anytime I get to do something different on here, I'm excited. All right, Cancer. Too much talk might lead to hassles. Praise will be yours if you have been pursuing your goals. You may be overly emotional when dealing with your mate. All right, listen. Too much talk might lead to hassles. So stop talking, listen more, and do. Just do. Stop all the talking, Cancer. Stop the chat. Stop it. Stop it. Just do more. Just do more. Take action. Just stop all the talking. Praise will be yours if you have been pursuing your goals. If you have been doing your due diligence and you've been running towards your goal, baby, praise is going to be yours. Here's why. Because people have taken notice that you are doing something that you love, that you're proud of. And people are always watching. They're watching even when you don't think they're watching. They're listening to you even when you don't think they're listening. You don't know who's listening. So listen, what you've been working for and running towards is running towards you right now. Okay? Okay. Leo, one-sided attractions are likely. Don't hesitate to voice your ideas and opinions. You will be a real chatterbox today. What is up with the talking today? All right, look at you, chatterbox. Chatterbox Leo. In the meantime, since you're a chatterbox today, tell them what you want them to know. Tell them about your ideas and your opinions. Even though that's probably what you always do anyway. But today is a good day for that. And listen, it's a one-sided relationship. Now, I don't know if it's one-sided on your side or one-sided on their side, but it's likely that it's a one-sided relationship. Somebody don't feel the same way as the other person do about whatever the situation is. All right, so be careful. So if it's one-sided and it's not leaning in your direction, you might want to fall back, baby. Fall back. Virgo, you can surprise members of your family, which in turn will bring you a pat on the back. Dinner, theater, or a comedy club may be just the place. You can set your goals and make a beeline for your target. Okay, look at you. Listen, dinner, theater, a comedy club sounds like fun, Virgo. Sounds like you need to lighten up a little bit and have some fun. One of those things could be the answer to what you need. Figure out which one it is and do it. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thies, and stay tuned. Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thies. We'll pick it up with Libra. You need to concentrate on the areas where you can make a difference. You can make money if you concentrate on producing services that will make domestic chores easier. You are ahead of your time, and trying to stay in one spot could be asking too much. Oh, Libra, I understand that. You know how many times I've done stuff that's way ahead of a time? But here's the problem. When I do that, I'm so ahead. I'm so ahead that by the time people catch up, I'm burnt out. And so I know it's gonna be hard for you to stay in that one spot. I get it. I've been there so many times. And here I am now. I started podcasting in 2009. I quit around 2000 and was it 13? I did it for like 3 years or 2 years straight, I think. So around 2012, I think I stopped doing it. And then I picked it back up in 2015. I was like, still no way to make money from it because people weren't really talking about it yet. Then I picked it back up in 2018, and I have not stopped. Speaking of stop, this podcast is made possible by Podcast University. So if you're thinking about starting your own podcast and you need help with doing it, go to podcastuniversity.training. Podcastuniversity.training. Class is going to be starting on June the 4th. It's a 90-minute class. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about starting your very own podcast and getting your message out to the world. Again, that's podcastuniversity.training. But I started in podcasting, and if I had just stuck it out and followed the trend and followed the leaders and followed the industry, I would have been a real. Well, I'm a game player now. Like I speak all over about podcasting, all over global, internationally. Because I love podcasting. I think it's a powerful platform. But I said all that to say I understand Libra. I get it. Okay, Scorpio, you are best to listen for the time being. Go out with friends or family. Find ways to mellow out. You too serious, Scorpio. Listen, I want to say something else, but it's a family show. Mellow out. You know what I want to say? Mellow the bleep bleep out. That's what I really wanted to say, but I'm just saying. This is a family show, so I won't say that. So you just mellow out today. Relax. Go sit out in the sun. You in Gwinnett County, it's going to be 85 degrees. Go lay out in your backyard. Take in some sun. When the sun come out, I go the other direction. Woo. I was on a Zoom at 8:30, right? And I don't know, I must have been in the sun because I look real shiny and dark. I was like, ooh, I look real dark in this video right here. Normally I don't look like that, so I don't know did I adjust my light differently, but I look real chocolate this morning. I was like, oh, you look real chocolate this morning, girl. I am chocolate. Sagittarius, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself and your personal situation. You can ask for favors or run your ideas by those who will be able to support your objectives. You may be sensitive concerning friends and their situations. All right, listen, look at you being sensitive. I get it. You need to take a long, hard look at yourself, though. Listen, sometimes, Sagittarius, we are afraid because what we see is not good. Here's the thing, though. If it's not good, you can make it good. Now, if it's not good because you made up a reason it's not good, that's different. But if it's not good because it's just not good, then take a minute and evaluate where you are, where you want to go, and what you need to do to get there. I do that all the time. Because I take a long look at myself like, oh my God, you're in this position because you did it. I own my crap. I will own it. I don't blame nobody. It's me. I will own my stuff. And so, but I don't own it until I take a long, hard look at my situation. And then once I do that, like, okay, Audrey, this is what you did. This is how you're going to fix that. All right, Capricorn, don't be too pushy or demanding, or you may find yourself alone. You know that thing, you're going to find yourself by yourself, Capricorn. Stop. Be honest with yourself before getting involved with someone who is likely to lead you on. Difficulties with your mate may lead to estrangement. All right, listen. Be honest with yourself before you get into something with someone who is just likely to lead you on. They're not serious. You know they're not serious. You already got the red flag, so you know that it's all about smashing and running. You know what I'm saying? You already know. So stop trying to make it something that it's not. So be honest with yourself and say, okay, this is what it is. And if that's all it is, and that's what you want, then that's all it is, and that's what you want, Capricorn. But if that's not what you want, then you might want to think about that before you get involved. If you want more and you know it's nothing but a hit and run, don't do it. I'm just saying. Aquarius, sentimental feelings may make it difficult to get much done at work. Don't be afraid of opposition. Your suggestions are valid. You'll be prone to tears if your mate is harsh with you today. All right, listen here, Aquarius. Put your big girl panties on and suck that junk up. If your mate is harsh, snap back, baby. Listen, not snap back, clap back. And here's the thing. Tell them, I understand what you're saying, but there's a way to say it. I get that all the time. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Well, how did I say it? You know, sometimes maybe I'm a little condescending. I don't try to be. I think when things annoy me, it kind of just pops out. But I think that's with anybody. Because I talk to people, and they're condescending. And I be like, yo, do you know who you're talking to? Because I get a little annoyed then like that, you know, like the homegirl pop out. Like, what's up with that? You know. But anyway, I know you want to cry today. But don't cry. Put your big girl panties on and stand your ground. Let your mate know, look, don't talk to me that way. If you value this relationship, you're going to watch your tone, bruh. I'm just saying. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, you can come into money that you don't necessarily work for. Amen. From Michael Tyson words to God ears. Yes, send the money our way, right, fish? Yes, and this money we ain't got to work for. Yes, we accept it. We accept it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yes, we do. Okay, they will not be in the right frame of mind to put up with the tactless comments. Okay, so listen, we got to be mindful about what we say today, fish, because it's not what we say, it's how we say it. So they're not going to be in the right mind frame to put up with your tactless comments today. Here, listen, people are on edge these days, so be careful how you say stuff. I'm just saying. Don't let the situation get out of hand. Listen, money coming our way. We ain't got to work for it. We claim it. Let me snap to that. Y'all hear me snapping? We accept that money. Yes, we do. And listen, don't tick nobody off because they're not in their right frame of mind. Don't do it. Just shut your mouth and wait for the money to come. Clap on that. I know I'm in rare form this morning, right? That's because I got rest. I got rest and I went to the gym this morning. I always feel good when I go to the gym. You would think I would do that more often. Whew, let me just say this now. Okay, listen, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Michael Thyssen. So be sure to tune in. Today is Talk Business Tuesday, so I'm going to give you some news, go to a song, and come back, and we're going to talk business on the second half hour of the show. All right, cool. I was going to say something, but I lost my train of thought. I surely did. I forgot it. I don't know what it is. I was going to say something. But anyway, let's move on to some news you can use. So, yeah, I know we laid Tiffany Porter to rest. She was the tax commissioner for Gwinnett County. She was the first black woman, but she passed away from breast cancer. Ooh, no, I don't think a lot of people knew. Some people did know. It was very, very hush-hush, but when we got the news, it was like, what? Everybody couldn't believe it, you know. But the show must go on. So Gwinnett County Tax Commissioner Denise R. Richard has picked Lisa Maddock to serve as Gwinnett News Chief Deputy Tax Commissioner. Maddock who has worked in the Tax Commissioner office since 2002, has taken the position of Mitchell. Mitchell previously held. Mitchell was elevated to Tax Commissioner position following the death of Tax Commissioner Tiffany Porter earlier this month. So Denise Mitchell is going to be the news commissioner, and Lisa Maddock is going to be the deputy tax commissioner. So rest in heaven, girl. Rest in heaven. She was a fighter. She fought. We saw her in the news, and no one even knows she was sick. Maybe the people that were closest to her knew, but the general public didn't know, because when I sent that message to one of my friends, he was like, "This is a joke. Is this real? Has this been verified?" And I was like, "It was in the AJC when someone sent it to me, and then I sent it to one of my friends because he's deeper into the community government than I am, and he was like, "Has it been verified?" I was like, "It was in AJC," and so he called a few people and he hit me back and said, "Yeah, it's true." So anyway, congratulations. I know that, that's not the way you want to get a position, but, you wouldn't have gotten that position if people didn't think you deserved it. And so hopefully you'll do Tiffany justice in that role, both Denise and Lisa. Gone too soon. Ooh, man, I tell you. Loganville is accepting applications through May 20th for an upcoming vacancy on the Loganville Development Authority. Yes, so if you want to get on the Loganville Development Authority, this is your opportunity. Put your application in. They're going to be accepting applications through the 20th. The 20th is Friday. According to their website, the seven-member authority works to stimulate diverse, high-quality economic development and provide taxable and tax-exempt bond financing pursuant of the Georgia Development Authority laws. Members meet at 6:30 every month on the first Thursday of the month in City Council chambers. So, do not go in and put an application in if you cannot adhere to the meeting schedule. The meeting schedule is 6:30 every month on the first Thursday of the month at the City Hall Council chambers at City Hall located at 403 Lawrenceville Road in Loganville. At their most recent meeting, the agenda included planning for the 2022 Business Summit that's going to be held in September. All right, so listen to this. Do not put your application in to be a part of the Loganville Development Authority if you cannot make it to the meetings. They need people that's going to make it to the meetings, okay? Some folks will always want to have the title. They don't want to do the work. Don't waste some people's time. They need people that's dedicated. Do not put your application in. For applications, you can go to Loganville Georgia.gov, Loganville-Georgia.gov, Loganville-ga.gov. Do not put your application in if you know you're not going to make it to the meetings. I'm just saying. I know somebody's going to put the application in and go, "Oh, I got to work on Tuesday." You can't be on the committee. All right, so just know that. All right, applications are being people listen. the rents in Gwinnett County, they're high. And people are still struggling because the pandemic created this monster, and now people are trying to struggle. I don't know. It did something to the housing market, right? Because people like, we don't have any money. And my brother and I were talking like somebody has money, because people are bidding like crazy on these houses, and they putting up extra hundreds of $1,000s to get a house that was only worth $200,000. So it was some money floating around. The problem is the rents went up. And here's what I learned when I was out there talking to people. There were hedge fund companies that were buying up inventory, right? And then turning them into rental properties. And so the rents are exorbitant, like they're high. And so people are trying to figure out how to pay the rents. And then every year your lease, either you renew your lease and stay where you are, or try to move somewhere else where the rent is even higher. But anyway, there's still a struggle with people paying their rent. So Gwinnett County gets more emergency rental funding as the pandemic needs persist. There's still a need for the money. There's still a need because people are still applying for money because they need emergency rental assistance. They still need it. And that's a problem. That's because rents are so high. As of last week, the county had spent about $7.9 million for rental assistance, but they also got approved for an additional $16.1 million of new money for applicants. Although some public health and economic indicators have been improving, rents have shot through the roof. I want to say something else, but this is a family show. Rents have shot through the roof. Many people, after losing their jobs in the pandemic, re-entered the workforce with lower wages and reduced hours. They had lower wages, and then they had reduced hours, but the rents went up. So that sucked. Listen, my daughter is a single parent. She's doing it all by herself. God bless her heart. And her rent went up about almost $200. She still has to pay a ton of money for daycare. And, she's doing it, but, she wants to have a life. Nobody wants to just go to work to pay bills. The average rent right now, is about $1,400. That's probably a one bedroom. I'm telling you that for a fact. My daughter has a 2-bedroom and she pays $200 more, over $200 more than that for a 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah, so as of last month, Gwinnett has spent about $54 million in total funding to save about 6,000 households, or approximately. That's me getting tongue-tied. 14,000 people from eviction or utility disconnection. So part of that rental assistance money goes towards eviction, also goes towards your utility bill. So people are struggling. They really are. And the gas prices are ridiculous. We were down at Callaway Gardens, and my daughter filled her car up. It was $60. She has a Mercedes. The fill of car was $60. She's like, I've never spent $60 to fill up my car. I think the gas was $5.19 a gallon down in Callaway Gardens, which is in Harris County. I was like, $60. The last time I spent that much money on gas, I had an Expedition, and she said I've never spent that much money to fill my car up. And I was like, God, somebody know. So if you drive a car that requires you to have premium gas, yeah, you're gonna pay some money for that. It's just what it is. You're going to pay some money. So anyway, that's where we are. Rental assistance is going to be available. Go to HomeFirst. I think it's HomeFirst.org or HomeFirst.com, and you'll be able to get an application for that. And because I know if you need it, it's there. The county has approved it, and it's going to be available to those who need it. So make sure to go and check it out, and tell somebody, if you know somebody's struggling, they're about to get evicted, don't let them get evicted. Let them know that there is help. Help is there. Help is there for them, and they can go out and get this rental assistance. They can go out and get assistance for their utility bills. You don't want to get your lights cut off and stuff like that. None of that stuff. If you can help, if you know somebody that's struggling right now with rents, or they need rental assistance, or they need utility assistance, let them know about this money that the county has for them. All right, cool. All right. Gwinnett Public Library. Dive into reading this summer with our 2022 reading challenge. Yep, you want to join the reading challenge? You can do that. Yes, it's going to be a reading challenge. Every summer that they do a reading challenge, and they give kids books to read. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty darn cool. Keep your kids busy over the summer. Yes, school is out, but they still need to be learning. I'm just saying they still need to be getting it in while they're learning. while they're out of school. Here's what happened. So the challenge dates had already started. They started on the 15th. So challenge dates are May 15th through August the 15th. Create or log into the existing Beanstalk account. So you got to get an account at the library. Check out the Beanstalk app. You got to get the app on your phone for the kids. And make summer magical. So Gwinnett favorite magician Ken Scott will be performing at the branch. So they're going to have, at the library, they're going to have Ken Scott. He's going to be performing magic July 18th through the 27th. They got books to read. So you got to get the Beanstalk app on your phone for your kids. You want to track the reading and you're going to earn badges. That's pretty darn cool. And you can do that on the Beanstalk app. They're gonna have activities and events. They're gonna have prizes to earn books and entries into the grand prize. All you need to do is log the books you read. So if you want your kids to be a part of this challenge, they got to log 25 books, win a free book. If your kids read 50 books over the summer, win a second free book. So all the prizes are books. Yeah, well, I like books. I got a brand new one coming in the mail. I got a bunch of them I haven't read yet. Log 75. Okay, so what kid is going to read 75 books over the summer? That's a lot of books, y'all. What are they, like 2 pages? Anyway, log 75 books and win the third book and an entry to win the grand prize drawing. What is that, another book? Log 100 books, win your fourth book, and an additional entry into the grand prize. What's the grand prize? Oh, the grand prize. Be entered into a drawing to win an annual pass for your family of 4 to the Georgia Aquarium. That's a lot of books. 75 books, that is a lot of books. Yeah. So the challenge goes from ages 6 and up all the way to adults. I can't even read one book, let alone 75 in 2 months. That is a lot of freaking books. But anyway, if you want to know more about that, you can go to GwinnettPL.org, GwinnettPL.org, and find out more about that. They got a lot of stuff over there. Listen, this is why I love Gwinnett, y'all. People probably get tired of me saying that, but they got the libraries, got all these great things happening this summer. You can read, you can win prizes for reading books. You know, you can listen. You can read, if you read, you can get points for the books. You can read. It's just a lot. Go over to the website. Go to the Gwinnett Public Library website. You can find out more about that. All right, I'm going to go to a song. I will be back after this song to let's talk business. We're going to talk business on the other side of the song. We're going to talk about branding. All right, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
I am stuck in the middle. Yeah, I'm stuck in between. I'm stuck in the position. I'm just a machine. So you're stuck in the middle, huh? I guess we're stuck in between. Life is a riddle, yeah. And I don't know what it means, no. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. There is nothing we can't do. Ooh, baby,
Welcome back. Welcome back. So listen, guys, it's Talk Business Tuesday. And so the next few episodes of this show on Talk Business Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about building a brand. So Good Morning Gwinnett is a brand that I have been focused on for the last 3.5 years. I'm going into my 4th year in December. This will be my 4th year of producing this show. And I'm excited about that. I've been excited since I started. But now I want to turn it into a brand. And I had to do some analysis, and I think I told you guys I went to go talk to my counselor about, I want to turn this into a global brand. It's a global show. It's number 3 in Australia on news, which I thought was pretty interesting when I got that email. I was like, it was email, I think it was a text message. I was like, what? So I already know that it's global, but I need it to be a brand. So it's a global show, but I want it to be a global brand. And I had to figure out what did that look like? What was it going to take for me to make this into a global brand? So one of the things I had struggled with for so long was kind of like pigeonholing myself into a box, right? Because I was trying to make sure I was niched down enough and niching down some more and I was like, you know what? It's stressing me out because all of the things that I want to include, and not on just the show, but on the brand. So Gwinnett, Good Morning Gwinnett is a podcast, it's a blog, it's both of those things together. And I was trying to just figure out how to just do just one thing. Well, I can't, because it doesn't work like that. So I had to come up with a clear vision of what that looked like. And for me, it was both my podcast and my blog, which I have had the two since I started the show. So I've had the podcast and the blog because I started them at the same time, but I was trying to, for some reason, because I was trying to niche down, they were kind of separated. And I had to come up with a clear vision, like, okay, so it is a blog and a podcast, right? And then I was like, okay, so what does my blog and podcast do? Well, it educates, entertain, and empower people. Because when I talk about things like branding, it's empowerment for some people, especially those who are struggling to build a business brand. So this Good Morning Gwinnett it entertains people, it empowers people, it educates people, it uplifts folks, it does a whole lot of things. So, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a lifestyle media company. Like I wanted to be lifestyle. Like I talk about everything. I talk about my life. I talk about places I visit. I talk about everything because that's what I like to do. And so I know for some people, there's a very niche. They talk about just business. They talk about just podcasts. They talk about just fitness. I get it. That's not mine. And so when I stopped trying to figure out how to put myself in this box that I was suffocating in, I was like, okay, forget that. I'm not in the box. I love talking to people. I love talking about people. So it's all of those things. I had to come up with a clear vision for what I wanted that to be. And so what I came up with was what I pictured. Like I love magazines. You guys have probably heard me say this a million times. I love magazines, right? I have so many magazines, and I have a bunch that I haven't even read yet. But I love magazines. And so when I envisioned what this looked like, it was a streaming magazine, if that makes sense. And I say streaming because the podcast streamed live, and then I got the blog. So the blog is the print part of it. So that's what I see. That's the vision I have for it. The audience appeal. What I've learned is that people moving to Georgia that know me, the first thing they ask me when they move here is, what's the school system like? Every single time. What is the school? What's the good towns to live in? Right? Well, I know that's something that I can infuse into my show, into my blog, because I get that question all the time. People that are just thinking about it. What's the school system like? What are the towns like? What's the best town to live in? And I have all this information because I'm always, talking about Gwinnett and driving around Gwinnett. So I'm like, okay, this is what you need to do. This is the school, the blah, blah, blah. So that part. So I know that there's an audience for that because people are listening, and they hear me talk about Gwinnett all the time. And so I get that. I got a friend that text me last week, like, I'm moving where you are. Well, I'm in Lawrenceville. I'm coming to Lawrenceville. Oh, okay, cool. But that's what happened. So right now I've been here. This June 13th will be 9 years. So since I've been here, 3 people have moved to Gwinnett County. That 3 people moved to Gwinnett County, and 1 person moved to Rockdale. That came down, right? And so now I'm working on the 4th person. Now I'm not personally saying, hey, come. They're just saying, well, I see she's doing good and she loves it down there and she didn't come back. I'm going too. And what did they do? They called me and they asked me, hey, where's a good place to live in Gwinnett County? Where's a good school system? They asked me that. So I know that there's an audience there for that. Consistency. I am so proud of myself. When I tell you I'm so proud of myself for being consistent, because this is one of the most consistent things in my life, what I'm doing right now. I don't even know how many episodes I'm at. I could tell you I'm at 661 hours of audio. That's how much audio I have recorded. 661 hours. I don't even know. I lost count of the episodes because I'm that consistent with this. And that makes me so proud. So consistency is important. So that is the one thing I'm very proud of, is my consistency with bringing you the show on the 4 days out the week. Accessibility is pretty easy to access. I have a mobile app for it. It's on all of the streaming platforms. There's a website for the blog for it. I'm everywhere when it comes to this space. So anywhere you think you want to reach me, I'm on all the podcast platforms. I'm on the blog. If you Google the business, you'll find it there. I have my own personal app for Good Morning Gwinnett, so I'm pretty accessible, right? So I got that part already down pat. The authority. Well, I've been doing this since 2009. I've learned a little something about the industry. I get to speak at conferences around the world about it. As a matter of fact, I'm speaking at 2 conferences next week. 2, not 1. So I have to fly down to Florida, speak at PodFest, and I'm going to be talking about you guys, Good Morning Gwinnett podcast, and my audience, right? Because this is a hyper-local podcast. So I have to speak about it there. I'm going to come back to Georgia, and I'm going to speak. So on the 26th, I'll be speaking in Florida. I'm on the first panels, 9:30, which is great, because then I get to enjoy the rest of the conference. But then I got to be back in time for Sunday, which is Memorial Day weekend. I got to be back to speak at Black Pod Collective about building this one-woman network, right? Because I have a podcast network. I have an internet TV network. So I'll be speaking at the Black Pod Collective conference, which is geared towards all Black podcasters, on Sunday. Then in October, I'll be speaking at Brand Tech Day about podcasting. So am I an authority in this space? I would say absolutely. Have I written a book about this? Yes, I have. I'm working on my second book now. So I have all the pieces. I had to get clarity on the vision. And then I'm going to share with you next week some of the things I'm going to be doing to push the vision forward. Because yes, I have all this distribution on all these platforms, but there's still some things that I had to tie up. Like I had to figure out which platforms are better, which social media platforms will be the best social media platforms. How consistent can I be over there? Because some of them I don't like, so I know I'm not going to be consistent. Even though I try very hard, I just don't like them, so I don't spend a lot of time on them. And so I had to figure all that part out, right? So let me give you a rundown again about what you need. If you're thinking about building a brand around something that you're doing, here are the things you need to do. You need to come up with a clear vision for what that brand looks like. For me, my brand is like a digital magazine. That's what I figured. It was like a digital magazine and it consists of my website and my podcast. These are the 2 things that I launched right out the gate. For some reason, my mind was making me try to separate the 2, and in reality, I don't need to. But I think I was listening to too many industry experts like, oh, pick one thing, focus on the one thing. And I was struggling for a very long time. Let me just say that I was struggling. Like after year number 2, I had to figure out my platform. I had to figure out my format. I got that down pat. Like I do that in my sleep. I know the format. I know how things flow. So my flow is great. That's all great. All my systems are in place. That works out fine. But I was struggling with trying to separate the blog from the podcast, and the 2 actually go together very well. All right, so and my vision is to entertain, empower, educate people about Gwinnett County, about business, about life. It's a lifestyle thing, right? It's a lifestyle media company. Why is this important? Because I talk about Good Morning Gwinnett. I talk about growing your business. I talk about money. All of these things that are important to just life. Right? So that's the appeal. I know some people like niche it down. Talk about just, no, I can't niche it down. It's a lifestyle. It's like a magazine. When you go and pick up a magazine in the store, you're not going in to look at one magazine with just one thing. You're going there because your magazine have different stories, different profiles. That's why you pick up a magazine. That's what I have here. Different stories, different, but here's the thing. It's not all over the place. Business, Gwinnett Living. So your business, Gwinnett Living, Your Best Life, and spotlights. Pretty simple. I already know your money. I already know that these are the things that I focus on for this, right? So your money, your business, spotlight profiles, Gwinnett living, right? I already know these things. This is what I talk about on here. So that even though it sounds like it may be all over the places, it's really not. 5 groups I focus on: business, money, living, your health, all of that good stuff, right? Consistency. If you're not going to do it consistently, don't do it at all. Because consistency is the queen. Consistency is the king. You have to be consistent. Even with me doing now, let me just say this. Let me just be transparent. The Good Morning Gwinnett show is automated, so it's pretty consistent. So I know, and so the podcast itself is very consistent. I'm talking about extremely. When I do the show, I do a live show. It's automatically syndicated to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, automatically, and my website, and my podcast network, automatically. So the system that I have in place automatically syndicates everything, right? Which is great. My blog, I have to get more consistent with that. That's what I have been struggling at, because I have not been consistent because I was trying to just focus on one thing, the podcast. So I made sure that everything on the podcast side was consistent. Even with right down to the mobile app, everything is consistent on that side. But the side where I feel like I can make the revenue from is not consistent, which is the blog, right? The most revenue, I say. I feel like I will make more revenue on the blog side. So I'm not consistent on that, because I'm like, okay, how do I get consistent? Well, I have to write more, right? But I was struggling because I was like, well, I'm kind of taken away from the podcast if I go over here and start writing, not even thinking that the two went together. So trust me when I tell you, consistency is very important. And if you can't be consistent, then don't waste your time doing it. And if you, 2 things are going to make you struggle with consistency: lack of clarity and lack of desire. Those are the 2 things that are going to make you struggle with consistency. Lack of clarity, which is where I was when it came to the blog, and lack of desire. I had the desire to do it, but I wasn't clear. You may have the clarity to do it, but you don't have the desire. Like, you may be very focused on writing and producing a show and all that good stuff, but it may not be something that you're passionate about. So if you are not passionate about it, you're not going to do it. It's not going to be consistent. If you don't have clarity about it, you're not going to be consistent. So just know that, right? Just know that that's what's important. Like, that's what the consistency is extremely important. Accessibility. Where can they find you? Well, they can find me almost anywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, internet TV, Alexa, mobile apps. They can find me almost anywhere. I don't know. I'll be looking for more places to put me. Like right now, I'm looking at Vimeo because I have a huge group of people that watch and listen to my stuff on Vimeo. I'm talking about literally from 1 month to the next month. I've had 158,000 views on my content on Vimeo. I looked at it yesterday. I was like, what in the world? I have not, and I'm not leveraging it. And then Vimeo just added more things to make it even better. I'm like, okay, Audrey, you have got to figure out how to leverage this traffic that's going to your Vimeo channel. I get way more traffic on Vimeo than I do on YouTube. I'm talking about way more. So I have to really, really figure out how to leverage my traffic on Vimeo because I get a lot, which means I'm going to put a lot more content over there. And last, your authority. Are you an authority in your space? Anybody can talk to me about podcasts. One young lady in one of the organizations that I belong to, she called me the podcast queen. Someone said recently that I was going to be the Oprah of Gwinnett. And I was like, hey, I accept it because Oprah is, listen, I'll be the Oprah of Gwinnett. So, but that's because people know that I'm passionate about what I do. It's not just because I want to be, like this name. No, I love what I do. That's why I do it every day. Well, I do it 4 days a week. And then I do it again on Sundays. So with a different podcast. So I love this space. It's a great space to be in. So become an authority in your space and let people know your authority. I don't get to speak at conferences because I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me say that again. I don't get to speak at national, international conferences because I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. It's not why I get to speak at conferences. I get to speak at conferences because I talk to you 4 days a week. I look at this industry all the time. I look at new ways to grow my show all the time. That is why I get to speak at conferences. That is why I'm known as an authority in this space. That's what you have to do. And I'm not talking about some tiny conferences. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people. Like the last conference I spoke at for PodFest was their virtual conference, and we broke a record. 5,000 people showed up to that conference. 5,000. We broke a Guinness World Record. Like, we broke that. And I was a part of that, and I was happy to be a part of that. But you don't get to speak at conferences like that if you don't know your stuff, right? You got to know your stuff. So take some time to learn your industry. Talk to the people in your industry. Listen to other people podcasts in your industry. I listen to podcasts almost all the time. Like when I'm in my car, 9 times out of 10, if I'm riding by myself, I'm listening to somebody else's podcast. When people are in the car with me, I don't listen to other people's podcasts because we're having a conversation, so the music is great. But when I'm in my car by myself, I'm listening to somebody's podcast. Unless I'm just burnt out and don't want to think about business, I just want to vibe, then I'll listen to music. But that's pretty rare. I'm going to say that. That is really, really rare. Unless I got a very short trip to go to. Like if I'm just driving short, probably not listen to a podcast because podcasts are pretty long. So unless I find one that's pretty short, like Neil Patel podcast, his podcast segment's about 6 minutes. I think the most I've ever heard him do a podcast was about 15 minutes on his podcast. So it's Neil Patel and Eric Chu. Anybody that listens to podcasts know Neil Patel and Eric Chu, their episodes are very, very short. And so if I'm just running to the store and I need a burst of inspiration, I might listen to theirs because I know by the time I go to the store and come back, I could have listened to 4 episodes of their show because they're so short. But if I'm listening to something heavy that's 35, 45 minutes and my ride is 10, 15 minutes, I won't listen to that. And so then I might listen to the radio. So become an authority. All right, I hope this helped you guys. You're building this brand, and I'm building I'm building a media brand. So you may be building a shoe brand, you may be building a book brand, you may be building a food brand, but the message is the same. The strategies are the same. Vision, audience, consistency, accessibility, and your authority in that space. And here's the thing, if you're building a cooking brand, like if do some recipes, talk about how to cook with low salt and still have a great taste. What does that look like? I hate bland food. You know how many people just would love to see you make food taste good without salt? Now, here's the thing. I don't use a lot of salt. I do not. But I use a lot of seasoning. And I know some seasoning have salt. I get it. But I don't even use a lot of that. Like I have an omelet. I put no salt in my omelet. But I figure the cheese has enough salt in it. So, little things like that. All right, listen, I'm going to go to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to close it out for the day with my word of inspiration. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after this song.
Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be.
Welcome back, welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for the day. So this morning when I was at the gym, on my way to the gym, I was on my way from the gym, I was listening to a podcast. And the guy said something that I thought was pretty doggone good. He said, you're not supposed to decorate a diamond. You're supposed to polish it. And I was like, oh my God. You're not supposed to decorate a diamond. You're supposed to polish a diamond. When was the last time you ever seen a diamond decorated? Somebody glued something to a diamond. You don't. When you see a diamond shine like a diamond, you see a diamond shining, baby. So here's the thing, right? You are a diamond. I'm just going to say that. You're a diamond. Stop trying to decorate a diamond. Polish that baby. Yeah, you want it to be nice and clean and shiny, but you putting stuff on top of yourself. You trying to block the diamond out by decorating it. Can't decorate a diamond. A diamond was not meant to be decorated. When that guy said that, I was like, wow, which is true. Because if you really think about it, you have never seen a diamond with stuff attached to it, ever. When you see a diamond, it stands alone and it's shining. That's what you are. You are a diamond. You are not meant to be decorated. You are meant to be polished. So if there's a little bit of dirt and grime on that thing, clean that diamond off, baby. If you got a little bit of rough around, if you're a little rough around the edges, shine your diamond, polish it up. That's what a diamond is meant to do. You are a diamond. It's your time to shine like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Y'all know that song by Rihanna. That's all I got for you today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 57 minutes with me. And my friends, I love you and appreciate you for that. If you missed any episode of this show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. And do me one favor. I'm going to stop giving out all these handles. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on all those platforms. And what I need you to do is download the Good Morning Gwinnett app from the App Store. That's what I need you to do for me. So if you would do me that favor, download the app. If you got an Android phone or an Apple phone, I got an app for you. It's called the Good Morning Gwinnett app. So if you don't mind, do me a favor, download the app from the App Store. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. You guys stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. And listen, until next time, my friends, until next time, shine bright like a diamond. Make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.